Ravensburger and Disney are crafting their new card game Lorcana with care, building a world full of lore and narrative.
They're showing us that everything we see, from the characters to the worlds they inhabit, are heavily influenced by their ink colors. As a result, there's all sorts of narrative design details and Easter eggs hidden in the card art. We noticed some recently that we missed at first glance, and we think you may have too.
So let's take a look. Before we take a look at Amber ink, we wanted to thank our subscribers. If you're interested in Disney or Lorcana, please consider hitting that red button below.
Or is it a ruby button?
Good question.
We recently learned that all the art we see takes place in the world of Lorcana. The characters are glimmers, or copies of the source characters recreated with magical ink. The places we see are either the halls of Lorcana or the Inklands, likely copies of places we've seen in Disney films. As a result, everything we see is heavily influenced by ink. Each piece is crafted to convey the ink's color and theme. This is most obvious with Amber.
When the Lorcana team revealed Amber ink, they showed us this image, full of twisting and interlocking lines. Here, we see a small version of the Amber ink symbol. These interlocking lines appear over and over again in Amber cards.
Let's look at Hades. Of course, we've all noticed his amazing amber hair, but the ink influence goes beyond that. The interlocking lines of amber appear on the side of his throne, weaving their way from bottom to top. Hades' brooch resembles the amber ink symbol. Even the flames above his hand feature this interlocking line pattern. Amber's influence is all over this card.
Rockstar Stitch has plenty amber coloring, but what about the lines? Take a look at Stitch's instrument. This Flying V guitar has a curious design, a design with overlapping lines. Turn it upside down and it almost looks like the base of the amber symbol.
So where are the lines in Moana's card art? In the environment. The beach behind Moana features an interesting design reminiscent of overlapping threads. It looks almost like the texture of the card frame.
And here we see the art for a card that has yet to be revealed. Ravensburger released this picture along with a quote about Amber's ink identity. It features Simba and crew moving across a log bridge reminiscent of this scene in the movie. However, the artist, Juan Diego Leon, added these amber threads throughout the log. They crisscross, overlapping each other on either side. At the top of the waterfall, we see similar crossed lines.
One more fun tidbit on this card. You see two scenes in the waterfall, one showing the elephant graveyard, and one showing a scene where Simba is running back to the Pride Lands to confront Scar. These are two times that Simba acted to protect friends, something an amber glimmer would do.
The ink influence on the environment is evident in other colors as well. Let's take a look at Sapphire. Sapphire's ink reveal featured this circle and line pattern. We see this same pattern, circles and lines, in the Sapphire card frame and throughout Sapphire art. It is most evident in Maleficent's magic. But here we see it in Aurora's dress as well. Blue lines and a circle. With Scar, we see circles and lines engraved on the cave floor.
Now let's look at Storyborn Robin Hood. Circles are everywhere. John Loren made a style choice to bend the tree branches in an odd way to form perfect circles. Not a natural look for trees, unless they are trees influenced by Sapphire ink. And here, the sunlight forms a perfect circle on the ground, and the clouds are drawn like curved lines. Lines and circles.
The other ink design themes aren't as obvious yet. However, if we were to highlight one more, let's look at Ruby. Out of all of the color patterns we've seen, it's the most jagged, with the design forming points and triangles. We see something similar in the Ruby card frame.
If you look at Mulan, the mountains behind her are pointed and reminiscent of this pattern. And what about Mickey, Brave Little Tailor? If we look really, really closely at his scissors, we see a pattern engraved into the metal, a pattern that comes to a point like the pattern in the card frame.
Overall, now that we know that the images we see are in the Inklands in the world of Lorcana, it is safe to assume that ink colors will influence everything. Ravensburger's creative team and artists are crafting a world with care. No pen stroke is made without a purpose.
So we do see some other themes emerging in the other colors. Green has these wavy lines and smoke as a theme. And then with steel, I don't know.
So what do you think of the ink's influence on the artwork? Let us know what you caught in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe.